to those who are inside of the clubhouse room. Welcome to those who are joining us on YouTube. Welcome to those who are on Create Financial Solution. As always, it is Tuesday evening when we have a live QuickBooks Online demonstration, and it is live inside of the Facebook group, and it's also live on YouTube. Thank you for those who are joining us in the clubhouse room. If you're in the clubhouse room and you want to see the live demonstration, please click the link above my head and you can go right to the YouTube channel where you'll see the live demonstration where I have QuickBooks Online open and you can ask any question. Uh, there we go. There we go. You can ask any question that you like. If you're in the clubhouse room, my mic is open. Thank you, Sinalu, for that line. My mic is open. So if you say something, you will be heard on the YouTube channel. If you do not want to be heard on the YouTube channel, please feel free to put it in the chat because we're monitoring the chat and we'll be able to answer your question. As always, I am Elaine Forbes Daisley, otherwise known as the Elaine Forbes. I'm an accountant, an author, a speaker, and a business development strategist. And yes, I have to acknowledge everybody. That's what I do. It's social media, and Elaine likes to be social. Okay. I don't know if you meet me in person, if all of that's going to how it works. But on social media, I'm social and I expect you to be social. What I mean by that is that when you come into my broadcast, please say hello, Elaine, and I'll make sure that I say hello to you. So, for those who are in the Facebook group, if you're in the Facebook group and you say hello, and I did not acknowledge you, I did not say hello to you, it's because I did not see the comment. And when the comment comes through, it also comes through as a Facebook user. So, Audrey, if you're in the Facebook group, hello. Patrice, if you're in the Facebook group, hello, because I know you all always come in. And anyone else that comes in the Facebook group, just leave a comment. If I didn't acknowledge you, leave a comment because I'm going to come back and say hello to you. All right. And I'll also give you a shout out in the next video. Now, for those people over here on Clubhouse, thank you, Cindy Lou, for popping in. Thank you, Delroy. Hey, Marta, thank you for coming in. We're going to be talking about QuickBooks Online. If you are a QuickBooks Online user and you have any question, feel free to put it in the comment, in the chat over on Facebook, on YouTube, on Clubhouse, in the comment on Facebook, and in the comment on YouTube. If you are on YouTube and you want to make sure that I give you a shout out, say hello, Elaine. I will definitely shout you out because listen, it's social media and I like to be social. All right. So with that said, if you're in the clubhouse and you want to see the live demonstration, because I actually have QuickBooks Online open and I'm going to be working inside of that live in the live setting. If you have any question, feel free to ask any question and I will demonstrate it. If it's not if it's too far from the topic, I will probably do it another time. If it's not too far from the topic, please put it in and I'll answer it. I know Rashida just come in and say hello, Elaine. Hey, Rashida. I know my peoples. Now, today we're going to be talking about recurring transaction. We're going to be talking about recurring transaction. And like I said, just click the link above my head if you want to go into to see the demonstration on YouTube, and it will take you. The first link is going to be my YouTube channel. You can go straight to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel so when I go live on Tuesday evening, I go live every Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight or Standard Saving Time, and you will see. You'll get a notification and turn on your notification too, so you can see the notification when I go live, and you can go back and watch the video. Most of the videos, very, very rare, I'll do a live video inside of the inside of the a live company. So my demonstration are usually inside of the sample company. What I want you to also understand is that the sample company does not have certain features live. And I say this every week because I don't know who or when you're going to see the video, but the live, some stuff are not live. Like the bank feed is not live. The receipts are not live. Those stuff are not live inside of the sample company. However, I do have a 15 minutes complimentary consultation that we can look at a feature if you want to try out a feature and it's not live inside of QuickBooks, inside of the sample company. We do take your privacy into consideration. Now, we know when it comes to doing your finances, not everybody wants to open their book to everybody or ask a question. If your question is sensitive, feel free to send me a DM. With that said, live inside of QuickBooks. So we're going to talk about recurring transaction, how you can set up a recurring transaction. And the first thing is, why do you really need to set up a recurring transaction? I know for me, and I know there's a lot of business owners who, the more time they save doing the things that they don't like to do, and yes, most people don't like to do their bookkeeping or to do the tedious part of accounting. And yes, I'm an accountant for over 3.5 decades. And do I like bookkeeping? It's my least favorite. So I can imagine people who don't do this on a regular, what it means to them. It is tedious, it is repetitive. I'm not going to say that. We repeat the task, the same task every month, every week, and daily. So, and if you're that person who get bored easily or, don't want to be doing the same thing over and over, then we're going to set it up that the system does the things that it can do for us over and over again. So recurring transaction, there's two types of recurring transaction. You can set up recurring transaction for your invoices, which mean, and I'm going to show you how we get to that if this mouse would just work properly. So this gear icon on top right here, we can go right here where it says list and go to recurring transaction. All right, so you can set up a recurring transaction for an invoice, a sales receipt, or a bill. The invoice is an invoice that you send monthly to your client and they will actually pay you. So you will send the invoice will go to the client and they would go in and make the payment. The sales receipt is where you set up the payment and you actually use a credit card. So the person is paying with a credit card, but you take that information and now you set up the sales receipt. And every month, at the beginning of the month, the 15th of the month, whenever you set up that transaction for, it will actually do the transaction and charge the card. So that's the sales receipt and the invoice. Now, if you are here and you invoice your customers or your client, put it in the chat and let me know, because I know that most people that are doing business online are not sending out invoice. If you're here and you want to see the sales receipt and the invoicing, I'll show that. But my focus was going to be on the bills to show you how to enter your expenses and how to enter your bills using the recurrent feature. So if you want to see the invoice and the sales receipt as well, put it in the chat and I'll make sure to show it. But first, I'm going to show you how to set up a recurring bill and a recurring expenses. So now this is where you'd go to the recurring. And now we're going to do new. And there is a drop down right here So it shows you all the things that you can do recurring, right? You can do purchase order, you can do a vendor credit, transfer, sales receipt, refund, invoice, expenses. So I think there's somewhere, oh, bill is already selected. Now, so let's do expense. And the reason why I want to do expense first is that most online businesses are paying subscriptions for things like Canva, um, Repurpose, Otter, ChatGPT, and most of those subscription that you're paying for, they're automatically hitting either your PayPal or your credit card. They're automatically, or your bank. They're automatically it's hitting those. You don't have to go in every month and actually send them a check. They automatically goes into your account. And so that's the reason why I'm going to do expense first, right? So you do expense, you're going to do okay. And this is called a recurring template. So let's say Canva. We're going to do this one. We're going to call it Canva. And you can set this as a reminder, or you can set it as a schedule. The reminder means you will get a reminder that you will come back in and actually do this transaction. But if you schedule it, and we don't want to do it any days in advance, and we're going to put Canva in as well. And we're going to add them as a new customer, because remember, we're doing the we're not doing all of that. Now, if you're paying a contractor, and you want to make sure that contractor, you're going to send the money every month, and you want to make sure that that's paid, then you want to go in and set up all of this. So we're going to go to save. Hey Sonia, hey Marta, thank you guys for coming in. And so now we have that. Now this says from the checking account. If you have PayPal, if you have a debit card that you're using, if you have a credit card, if you have PayPal, you can actually put it right here. Let's say we're using the MasterCard. So this is going to be paid every month from your MasterCard, right? So we said monthly, and we want this to be paid on the 9th of the month, right? And then we can put a start date. We want it to start on May 9th. And if it's a payment that's have a specific end date, you can go in and put an end date by what date after. We're going to put none because we're just going to have Canva. And guys who are coming into the Clubhouse room, the demonstration is live on the YouTube channel. Feel free to click and go over the link at the top of the room so you can see the live demonstration. All right. And then right here, it says payment method. And we can say the MasterCard. And now this is where we're going to say this is office expense. And we're going to say graphics software. Now, I know sometimes when we go to do transaction, we don't put information in. The reason why I suggest you put as much information, you can put it in the description. You can also put it in the memo field. You want it to be so that it's not for you now. It's going to be for you later. And I cannot tell you how many times that I've had people who I said, "What did you pay?" and they don't remember what it is. I don't know if that has ever happened to any of you, but I know that happened to me too many times, right? And I'm an accountant. And I know somebody else, yes, we sometimes don't put it in. And then we're going to put in the amount. I think it's $12.95. We don't have to do billable. We don't have to do, because we're not charging this to a customer. And if you want to put details in the memo, you can go ahead and put detail. You can put the detail. Thank you, Cindy Lou. The details right here. And what this is going to do, okay, so we have everything in, and we're going to save this template. So every month, on the 9th of the month, this is going to go to your office expense. It's also going to show up. Let me duplicate this so I can show you where it's going to show up if we have it set up. Now remember, this is a sample company, and we might not have it set up in here, but I'm gonna, when you go to banking, all right, let's see. Okay, so the MasterCard is here. Now, this is going to come up because, like I said, this is not live. Now, your MasterCard, the transaction that are in your MasterCard, remember, the bank feed and the credit card feed that shows up here is not yet entered into your QuickBooks. So when you go here and put this recurring transaction, because you know every month Canva is going to be charged and it's going to show up in here. If you already set it to recur every month and post to the office expense, what is going to happen is that when it comes into your bank feed, it's actually going to show up like this, match found. So now you can just match it. And it will be, this will help you to do your bank reconciliation. When you're doing your bank reconciliation, it will help you to keep your bank, make, Lord, I'm losing it, to help you to do your bank reconciliation accurately. And it's also going to help you to save time. And I know somebody's going to say, yes, it does help you to save time, because one, you don't have to come in here and actually do, you can just match it because you know that it's already entered inside of QuickBooks. The second thing is that if you match it in the bank feed, when you go to do your bank reconciliation, that has already been matched, and that's where you're going to save a lot of time. That will also, you will not have a lot of duplicate transaction, right? So that is for an expense. Now, if you get a bill, because I know that sometime we get bills, which means you get what's called an invoice, which is a bill. And the companies that I can think of right off the top of my head is like a phone bill. We still get a copy of our phone bill. Whether you get it in email or on paper, you get a copy of your phone bill, right? When you get a copy of your phone bill, it's going to most naturally be as close as possible to what it is every month. Your phone bill is going to come a couple days before it's actually due. So you can set that to also recur. Two things you have to do when you set your bills to recur. So now we did an expense. Now let us do a bill. And I'm going to show you. It is important, if you set a bill to recur, or if you're using the bill enter workflow to enter stuff into QuickBooks, then you must, there is a second step to it. Okay, so now let's do this. We are going to find a bill, and we're going to do okay, and I'm going to call this my telephone template, and I'm going to call it VERIZON. And yes, sometimes I do talk while I'm typing because that's how my mind actually works. And this is due on the 29th of the month. So we're going to set it on the 29th. Let's say the 26th. And this is one every month. And we're going to start this. Now, let me show you. If we go back and do the 26th, I'm not sure it's going to save, but we're going to try. And we know this is telephone. And if this, okay, let's utility. Let's see if we have telephone on it. Telephone. If you notice what I did, I typed telephone utility, and then I go back to utility. All right, and kind of scroll down, and you see because telephone is a sub account of utility. One of the things that I find a lot of people do is they duplicate their charts of account because they start to type a word and it did not come up, and then so they make a whole new account, new category. Want to pay attention to that. And one of the things that I recommend, a quick tip that I recommend, is print your chart of account out, kind of write when you're doing it, write a couple of the vendors that you always put to that account. So when you're doing your chart, doing your categorization, you can just go ahead and look at it, right? You can have it as a PDF on your screen, but make sure you're looking at it. All right. So telephone, and we're going to say this is April 2023. I don't know if I'm going to live to see that year, but, and we're going to say $220. And now we're going to save this template. We will see, you and I will see if it works. Save template. Okay. I know it wouldn't work. It says the recurring date start cannot be before today. So if you want to make sure that you have it for every month, you have to do it a month before it starts. So we're going to go back and make sure it says May 28th. Hey, and then we're going to save the template. Now, here is something that is, after you set this bill to recur every month, and when you're ready to make the payment, whether you're doing it online or you're sending a check, what needs to happen is that you can send the payment in, you can make it online, but you must, yes, you must go here and do pay the bill. And it's not here because it's not yet in here because it's for me. What you have to do is make sure you go here and do pay the bill. You're going to click on here. You're going to choose how you pay. So if you use your credit card, you're going to use your credit card. If you use your checking account and you use your debit card, you want to make sure to do print later so it does not pick up a check right here. And then you would you can schedule the payment online, right? Or you can just save and close. So if you already went online, you didn't do it in QuickBooks, you didn't schedule a payment in QuickBooks, you were sitting at your computer and you went online and you actually make that payment through your bank account, you want to do save and close. What that will do, it will put your payment inside of your checking account. So we're going to do save and close. When you go to your bank, when it shows up in your bank, it's going to show up with a match because now it's already inside of QuickBooks. So your bank will recognize that that payment was scheduled inside of QuickBooks. Now we can do that in detail, but that's a high level of it. So you must, once you schedule a recurring bill, you need to go back to QuickBooks and do a payment. And that is even if you did not schedule a recurring bill, well, yeah, it has to be for a bill. For an expense, if the expense is paid, you're going to go to, it's the same thing. The expense is going to put it right into the bank account. The bill is going to put it into accounts payable, and it will sit in your accounts payable until you actually go in and do that second step. The reason why I say you must do the bill payment, if you put it in through the bill window and it does hit the accounts payable and it also hit your expense account, if it comes in your bank and you did not match the payment that was already in your expense account and your accounts payable, what you're going, if you add it into your QuickBooks into the expense account, what will now happen is that you will now duplicate that expense. All right, so thank you, Marta. I said, thank you, Marta. So now you will duplicate the expense. So that's how you enter. You make sure that you set it. Now, this is just going to save time. This is just going to save time. Listen, let me tell you all something. This is something I used to do by hand. I used to write this in a book. Then I have to transfer from one book to another and then make sure it balanced. Y'all know what happened when you have to do all of that. So this makes your account more accurate. It's more efficient. It also saves time. So setting up your bills as a recurring expense or charges, and also setting up your expense as a recurring expense, you don't have to worry about it. Each month, on the whatever day of the month, it's going to automatically go to your QuickBooks Online, and you will now be able to look at your expense for that month, and it will already be posted. I know I said I would do invoices and sales receipt, but I'll do that next week, right? I'll do that one next week. But if this was helpful, if this is information, whether you're using QuickBooks Online or you're using an accounting software, most accounting software give you the opportunity to set up transaction so that you can save time, you can move more accurately, and you can do stuff efficiently. Let me check the chat and make sure there was nothing. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. And if there is any question, if there's any question, usually I'm here for about 30 minutes, on a Tuesday evening. We start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I'm also inside of the here on a Friday at 2:30 p.m. And we're not live in QuickBooks on a Friday. We just talk all things financial because it's Financial Focus Friday. But if you have any question, you can come to the stage and ask your question. You can put it in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or if you're in the Facebook group, feel free to put it in the chat. And what did I just do? Feel free to put it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Any question, lovely people, we're going to be going right off. So for those who are on YouTube, I don't know. Hopefully there was no question in the comment because I did not see any pop up. But if you put the question, I'll be more than happy to answer it. If you're already using QuickBooks, then this is a good thing for you. You can come back, save the video. You can come back when you're doing your actually book. You can come back and look at it and slow it down, take your time, and you can do it for your business. Now guys, what I'm offering is that I have a membership that's coming up, that's going to be launching. Hey guys, it's May, and guess what? May is the best month of the year. Okay, it's gonna be my birthday, so I'm gonna be launching on my birthday a membership group where you can come in that membership group and see how we talk about recurring transaction. We will go through that in detail. The transaction, we'll go through that in details. You'll have the opportunity to say, hey, Elaine, look at mine. I'm setting this up. Can this work? Can this not work? So inside of that membership, you will be able to ask question that is specific to your business, your industry. You will also have the opportunity to every month make sure. That's one of the things I want for all small business owners. Will all of them do it? I don't know. But if I can have one person or two people or three people or 10 people that will make sure that they're reconciling their bank account on a monthly basis, I cannot tell you the headache it is when it comes to tax time and people are saying, I need to get my books ready. And every tax season, I says, I'm not taking any new customer that has bookkeeping. And for some reason, I always have one, two, three, or four people that has their book need help with their bookkeeping to get it ready. It's not just to categorize your transaction. It's making sure the bookkeeping cycle, recording, which is categorizing, make sure it's entered in, reconciling, which is make sure you're reconciling your bank account, and reviewing, and then do your report and actually close the month. A lot of people have not do not close out their books, especially small business owner. One of the things I dream of is to every small business owner that I touch, every small business owner that comes into my sphere, I help them to do their reconciliation and make sure that they're at least closing their books. It is very, very important for a small business owner to get to the point where this is something that they can do. I know some people says I can't afford an accountant, but you can afford a reasonable membership fee where you have access to an accountant. And that is going to help you to put certain things in place, right? The difference with Elaine is that I like to teach. I absolutely love to teach. So I'm going to teach you. And guess what? You don't have to learn it to perfection, but I want small business owner to know it to where they can make little changes or understand it enough to know if something is wrong in their books, to know if something needs to change, right? You don't have to get to the level that I am at because I do this every day. But to the point where you're reconciling your bank account, you're at a point where you know and understand what's going on in your business finance, managing your finance. I know a lot of people talk about making money, making money, making money. Any channel you turn on any social media, that's something that you see all the time. Oh, how to make more money, how to get more clients, how to sell more. But one of the things I see very rarely is how to manage and maintain that money that you make. Because you will make 100,000 this year. And when January, April 15th or March 15th comes, you realize that last year you make 100,000, but you owe the government and you will, and that is going to slow you down. So we want you to get to the point that when you look at your finances, you sleep in peace. You don't have to worry about Uncle Sam because guess what? You have it all covered. I don't know why I get off that tangent this evening, but I don't normally get off on a tangent on a Tuesday evening. I usually do this on a Friday, but hey, for some reason, somebody might need to hear this. And I just like to share that. I like sharing my knowledge when it comes, and I like sharing my knowledge when it comes. Okay, I see somebody say something, but I don't even see them in it. Cat, Perez, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. I don't know if you what channel you're watching on, but thank you so much for coming in. You feel free to send me a message on a DM over in Clubhouse and I'll be more than happy to to um to talk with you. You can just go to talktoelainenow.com. I remember my link. Talktoelainenow.com and schedule a 15 minutes, and I'll be more than happy to 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 chat with you. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Cinderlou. As always, you are a godsend. Thank you, Delroy. Thank you, Rashida. And thank
Great
you,
job.
thank you, Marta. I'm not sure who else is over on the YouTube channel because, like I said, if you don't say something, I won't see who you are. But I am grateful because you could be anywhere else. You could be anywhere else, but you took the time to sit and chat with me. I have a client 15 minutes ago. So, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. So, thank you guys over here on YouTube. I'll see you back here next week, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification so you can get notified when I go live on Tuesday. So bye to those people over here. Bye on YouTube and also in the Facebook group.